You wake up to a chaotic morning. You head to school or work. You get home and you have somewhere else to go. You're back home and it's 8 or 9 p.m. Where's the time for calisthenics? You can probably relate to this. I've lived through the same thing and managed to get the physique and strength I have today, having done most of my workouts in these really busy days. So how do we make our training? You as a beginner need tons of volume and frequency. That's how many total reps and how often you train. Because your body needs to learn the movement itself, but it needs to get many opportunities to learn it as well. And to structure the training, it's going to be a bit different. We're going to do a daily minimum, so we're going to have easy workouts throughout the week. That'll be 3 easy workouts. Then we're going to have 2 bigger, more intense workouts, and then 1 full rest day. Why we're doing this? High frequency, high volume is really good, like I said, but you need to drill in the movement pattern. As a beginner, your body doesn't know how to move. You know that, okay, for a pull-up, you have to pull down. For a push-up, you have to push up, obviously. But your body doesn't recognize the pattern so well. So most of your gains right now are going to come just from drilling in the movement pattern. And also, we're going to prioritize form for long-term progress, because if your form is good right from the beginning, you won't have any progress that looks like up, down, up, down, up, down. It'll just look like kind of linear. Obviously, it'll have some bumps, but it'll look pretty linear as you go. And we're still going to include some variation. Of course, 2 more intense workouts per week, and that's really good for building muscle and also just so that your body doesn't stall, because once you give it something similar every single day, it'll stall. So we just want to have some variety, and also of course 1 rest day to properly rest. If you want to learn more about calisthenics programming, weighted calisthenics, and get free coaching from me, join my free community. That's the first link below. So how do we actually structure this way of training? Well, we're gonna have a daily minimum, and so we'll do something like 20 push-ups, 10 pull-ups, and 30 or 40 squats, let's say. So you set up your daily minimum. That'll be according to you, right? And you should be able to achieve this daily minimum in 2 kind of difficult sets. So let's say the push-ups, you go and it's that's like a kind of difficult set. Maybe you had 3 reps in reserve. So your action step right now is to get your phone and on the notes app, write down your daily minimum each day. I put this on my wall and I had it every day. I was doing it every day, back in the day. Right now my workouts are a bit different. You can also spread these sets throughout the day. You can do 1 easy set, one kind of easy set when you wake up, and then 1 kind of easy set in the midday or whenever you're free, because it doesn't really matter so much when you're putting the sets. Make sure they're not 30 seconds apart, because our goal with these minimum workouts is just the total reps. 2 days a week, you're gonna double this daily minimum, and you're gonna try to achieve it in 3 hard sets or maybe 4. But try to ideally do it in 3 really difficult sets. So it should be really, really tough, really, really tough. So maybe 1 rep in reserve, maybe you even went to failure. Because the closer we are to failure, the more we are promoting muscle growth. So the weekly schedule will look something like this. You start off with a rest day, and then you have a big workout, right? Because we want the big workout to be fresh. Then we have 2 minimum days, and then a workout, then our 3rd minimum day, and then the rest day. One thing to keep in mind, since you do a lot in your day, try not to have the workout right before you go to sleep. Have it at least 1.5 hours before, because it will make your sleep worse. You don't want to be actively, grinding push-ups and then just going to bed. You won't fall asleep. You can also use some different exercises for the daily minimum, but make sure they're covering your push, your pull, and legs if you want to be training them. So some other exercises you could use are dips, archer push-ups, decline push-ups, ring dips. For pull, you can do chin-ups and inverted rows. I would say you can do chin-ups, but inverted rows you're probably going to outgrow pretty quick. So they're going to be kind of temporary. For legs, you can also do pistol squats, Bulgarian split squats, and lunges. Feel free to change out the exercises in the daily minimum, but keep whatever exercise you're doing for at least a month. Because if you keep on switching exercises, you won't know okay, one push-up is equal to how many decline push-ups? Like, it doesn't really make sense. So make sure you keep the same exercises at least for a month so that you can properly, progressively overload on all of them. And why I think it's such a good idea to have a program like this is because calisthenics is such a good base. You learn body control. You learn how to target different muscles, like with what exercise, and like which way gravity pushes, so you have to push the opposite way and all that. And it's just hard. And that's good because the gym feels easy after that. Any exercise you're doing, like if you go from doing push-ups to doing bench just feels easy. Like, sure, maybe you won't be the strongest on bench, but you know, the movement pattern just feels easy because you're not moving your own body weight. Or if you're doing pull-ups and then you go and do some bicep curls, or you do some like machine rows, those all just feel so easy, you know what I mean? So what equipment should I get for all this calisthenics stuff? You need to get a pull-up bar. This is unnegotiable for home training because there's no other like really good way to hit back as good as pull-ups, because a pull-up bar will offer you such a long road for progress. You can use the same pull-up bar for like a year and still, you know, have more gains left to just get from this, you know, one tiny piece of equipment. Parallettes are also really good. These you just use like this, and you're able to get more range of motion for push-ups, and you can use them for many advanced like push-up variations, do decline push-ups, and then you can go even deeper. You can also use them for L-sits, but I would say if you're already like doing 15 or 20 plus push-ups, it's necessary for home training because it'll just unlock you so many different variations. It'll become more fun, and they're just such a small like piece of equipment. They have this crazy ROI, so I would 100% recommend you get them if you're more advanced and doing home training. As well as rings. Rings are absolutely amazing. Like, they're the single-handedly, hands down, best travel like workout equipment. You set them up anywhere, but also they're really good for home workouts because you put them on the pull-up bar and you can do like tricep extensions, you can do bicep curls, you can do chest flies, you can do like face pulls, like ring dips. There's so many options. You can do a ton of isolations. I would recommend to buy these as you go, and kind of once you reach a specific goal of yours, then go and buy the rings because it'll feel like a present and you'll know how to like, you'll watch some videos on rings, whatever, and you'll know how to properly use them. As well as chalk. Chalk is really good once you get more serious about pull-ups because your grip will like be a bit of a limiting factor as you go. So getting chalk will really help with like sweaty hands and stuff. I wouldn't recommend you get it exactly from the beginning because it'll feel like you're kind of like spoiled. You just want to make sure you're able to do them first without chalk and then go get chalk once you can do like 10 or 15 pull-ups. To recap, to set up your workouts, you need to have 3 daily minimum workouts, and how you pick this is you need to be able to do that daily minimum with like 2 pretty like kind of difficult sets, and then for your like actual workouts, we need you to be able to hit that number in 3 really difficult sets, and you're gonna get that number by just doubling the daily minimum, and then for your rest day, you just need to rest. Because you're really busy and do so many things. We need your sleep to be the absolute best it can be. That's why I made this sleep guide for you to watch next that has a few months of my learnings of watching Andrew Huberman and experimenting around. Watch that next so you can get the most out of your gains and just feel better throughout the day. Before you leave, join my free community, that's Calisthenics, the link below, where I have free courses and you can get free personal coaching from me. I helped Nafshan go from 10 kilo pull-ups to a 32 kilo pull-up in just 2 to 3 months. That's some pretty ridiculous progress. Join in and I'll see you there. See you, bro. Keep overloading.